Greetings and welcome to Project Pandora. I am Darkling and this of course is Ark Survival Evolved. This will be a bits and pieces episode. I'll be finishing up a few things that I've had on the go, like the piping and the greenhouse, so hopefully we'll get those sorted. There's still a fair list of things to actually sort out for the base to be finished, but we're going to slowly start ticking them off one by one and hopefully we won't be too far away from the end. So stick around and hopefully you might learn something. So, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I definitely am enjoying the look of how things are going. The build is progressing quite nicely. Hopefully we won't be too many videos away from finishing, but make sure you hit that thumbs up button, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and join our Discord if you haven't already. Take care and enjoy your building. Greetings and welcome to Project Pandora. I am Darkling and this of course is Ark Survival Evolved. I hope you've been enjoying the series. So far we've covered quite a few different little bits and pieces, mostly pretty simple stuff. Today I'm going to do a little bit of overlaying techniques to have a go at adding an entrance to the side of one of the storage levels. So stick around and hopefully you'll learn something. Okay, so I've parked the Quetzal up here so I can show you what I'm going to do. I had to hop off because apparently if I start a recording mounted while I've got a shoulder pad, it literally just chucks it off. So as you can see right here in the front, there are two triangles pieces that link to the top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that as a central part to add a little... Oh man, I'm really explaining this really terribly. Let's get a bit closer. These two here, these are my central points between the two towers. What I want to do is make a landing pad there. Doesn't have to be terribly huge, but so we can get in a Quetzal or another flyer. I'm not sure if a Wyvern would need to fit through there, but you never know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some overlapping techniques. Now I need to land this guy for some reason. Oh, tech elevator. Cool. So I need a few materials on me. Oh, I've got that fridge too. In fact, I forgot to add the fridge in the other day. Just drop this down. Sticking through the side. Nope, all good. Okay, on we go. So this is going to be the storage level, and I want it to be able to be accessed by something big, obviously like a golem, but I also want to be able to bring a flyer in here. So I'm going to have to mess around with overlapping the tris and the squares. Now there's a few ways of doing this, but you've got to be very careful if you want things to continue to line up. So how many of each have I got? 10. Just give me a few more of those. Nice easy to access spots. I'm not going to need that. I think I'm going to do it out of glass. I like the idea of glass. Now I'm not going to make lower snap points for these. Quite a lot of the time I'll do the dual snap point technique, I won't be doing that here. Oh, it's gone a bit dark. Let's alter the time of day. 7 in the morning is a good time. Oops. Okay, a bit bright. Just reset my gamma. Okie dokie, so what I'm going to need is about 3 tiles wide to fit a quetsu. Now I'm going to double check this. Easiest way to do that is let's just make a 2 wide area. Now I know how wide a quetzal is because I've made a few quetzal cages. I should be able to fly through this with no worries. So a 2 wide space is enough. However, I want to be able to have a little bit of space because if you land one of these guys, they take up a bit more than 2 tiles. As you can see, it's more like 3. So I'm not sure if I'm going to go for 3 or 4, but this is definitely the spot that I want. He's going to be annoying in there. Right, we'll move you over here. Just spend the whole episode just running around in circles. How about that? Alrighty. So what I need to do is I need to build off one of these side pieces. Now I think I will do this in the air just to begin with, just to see what I can line up. So, oops. Now it snapped off that side piece. Why is it snapping there? Okay, that wasn't the spot. That's the spot. Oh. Okay, and I'm going to come across another one. Now, I'm going to set 2 on that side, place that one. Real. Now, it's looking like this is actually not going to work. So as you can see, my overlapping is completely out and I can't line these up properly. Now, there are a few things I could do if I was going to do that. If I made sure that it was snapping to this side, you can do an overlapping wall where it covers like that. However, it is kind of messy and I'm really not doing messy at the moment. I'm wanting to keep this pretty tidy, so I don't like this. In other words, this has got to come out. So, what next? Well, we're going to step it inwards and we're going to go across here. Now, I know that this will give me 2 and line up quite nicely. However, I do want it to come out further and I need it to be 3 wide. So what can I do? Let's see, we'll try and come up here like that. I'm still going to get 2. Alright. So can we do this differently? Well, if this one here is a square, tries in here, okay, and again that's going to just cut it down another one. Okay, so what I'm looking at here is I'm looking to see what angles I can use to get the angles I need. See, obviously I want it 3 wide. If I go out on this, I'm going to end up with a definitive gap. Take these out. Obviously this isn't going to work the way I'm looking at it at the moment. I'm not even sure if I'm going to be able to overlap this to get quite the angle that I want. but I know I can shuffle things around in a way that I should be able to manage it. There are a few sort of methods you can use. I'm going to look at expansion here. So I need to expand this outwards to 3. Or I can bring this inwards. How much did that give me? It just came into 2, didn't it? I'd have to go half out on each side to get 3. 2 out I should be able to technically get 4. But obviously that didn't line up. Come out at this angle, and then I'd need to somehow snap that to the side. Obviously that's not going to work. So this is basically the method I use when I'm messing with overlapping techniques. I will look at what's here and see if there's any viable snaps. Now I can overlay stuff on the ground and make whatever I want, but the first thing I want to do is to see if I can do it without doing too much overlaying and just snapping things in a way that go with what's available rather than sort of tailoring a few bits. I think it's going to have to be a full overlap job. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get away with doing it any other way. I wonder where along here it actually becomes 3 wide. Once I get a dynamic door in here, because I will be using a dynamic door, I can tailor it to whatever space is available. I think what we're going to do is rip this out. Oh no, look, I ripped a hole in the side of the base. Now, what I can do, I wonder if I could actually sink that properly. Let's do it properly. That lower point, that lower one. Alright. So if I come in by 1 on each side, oh, we're going to do that on this side too. So if you're ever adding stuff like this, if you build a wall, a ceiling off the side and then snap down from the ceiling, you're going to get that lower snap automatically. I need to pull that one too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a dynamic gate that fits across this area. Now, if it's too wide, I will stick it out a little bit into the wall a little bit. If it's too small, I'll place it, free place it in the middle, and then I will put pillars either side to fill in the space. But by doing this, I can tailor what shape I'm sort of using for the whole section, and I'm keeping to the snap points that I already have, so I'm not going crazy with too many overlaps. Now, do I really want to carry on like this, or do I want to change the shape some more? That is the question. You know what would actually be quite good here instead of a dynamic gate? I think some tech walls. So if I'm doing tech walls, I need a definitive edge. To get a definitive edge, I will definitely need to overlap. I need to see this. How close does this get to the sides? Oof. Quite a gap. However, I can see that that size there is not 3 wide. Not there at least. Back further it definitely is a little bit more than 3 wide. So if I want this spot here, and I want to put tech walls across, I'm not going to be able to manage that without doing some serious playing with overlapping, I think. As you can see, I would need to have that section there. And the way I can manage this. Okay, let's say for argument's sake that that one there is correct. Come off that one there. Put a ceiling in there. And a regular ceiling in there. Totally not the right place. Can't actually make out which wall which one I'm looking at. Okay, there we go. And now I'm going to end up with a gap there. Pretty reasonable sized gap. That would give me a line to snap along. There's a lot of thinking involved when you're planning things like this out. If I can snap this right, I'm going to save myself a lot of trouble in the long run. Now, I think to manage this I'm going to need some pillars to see if I can mask the edging. Oop, bit of a lag there. It's 15 minutes in, so it must be a save. Now, I'm not sure how much forward progress is going to be in this episode. It is going to be a slightly more troublesome setup. These are the parts that I actually enjoy. They actually get my brain working a bit. Even if I don't see the result straight away, like something that hasn't worked the way I thought it was going to work, it's not too much of a worry. I still enjoy the process. I can still put the dynamic gate in, and in the long run it's probably the easiest way to go, but if I can avoid doing that. So what I'm going to test is I'm going to grab the pillar and I'm going to see if I can mask the edging here. So what I can do is hit G for corner snaps, and I'm going to place pillar. That intersects quite nicely with that wall. That is 3 wide right there. Still not liking it. I'm not feeling it. If I'm not feeling it, then it's got to change. I do feel like it should be stepping in a little bit more, because to land a flyer on here, I feel like it should be able to come in a little bit further. So it really needs to be going across at those 2 points there, rather than halfway along them. To do that, I would then have to set this in further, which would be here. And if I did it on the other side, it would be 2 across. So the storage level would be reduced by a considerable amount. Again, I'm not sure I like that. So, how can we make this work? Well, I'm going to make... Oops, I'm needing to test this still. Let's go up a little bit higher so we can see from below a little bit more. Because I like being able to look from either the top or the bottom. So say we come in by a couple on each side. Across. Okay, we are actually linking up. There's a slight height difference, but that's because of the way I've snapped them on both sides. So I think this is actually going to be the way I do it. And if I come down off these, where do I end up? Oops. No, give me the actual spot. Stop rotating. Fine. If I come in on those angles, yeah, I think that's going to be the way I have to do it. I can keep a dynamic gate and put it across further back. And if I start the gate here straight across to that corner, I'm still not sure that's enough space. But because if I do it by tech wall, okay, yeah, this is going to work. The beauty with tech walls is you can do shaping with them. So now I've worked out what I want, and you've got to be sure. When you're building like this, you need to know what you want. And I don't want that there. I need to re-snap that. Actually. No, that's not going to be there. There's that one, but I need a place to snap from. It's a bugger, I shouldn't have taken that out straight away. Okay, so I'm going to fill these in across here, snapping from the other side, which was the correct height. I will snap down from that twice. It gives me the connection down here to snap in that one, and there's one. Did I get the wrong snap? I feel like that's the wrong one. Yeah, that's it, put me in a hole. Oh damn, I took the ramp off me. So, I definitely need to get the right snap on this one, because that did not look like correct. Why is it snapping all the way out there? No wonder it's not working properly. Oh, I've already got a snap in there. That's why. What an idiot. Now I need to try and get that snap properly. So I'm not getting it. Let's change it. Okay, maybe I'm not getting it because I don't have a lower point here. Let's go on the side. The wrong spot. Okay, let's try this again. I want to come out from here twice. Two snaps across. I'm hoping to get this naturally, but I have to actually cycle through the snaps to find it. Too much overlapping stuff here. See, this is where overlapping snaps become a problem. You can't get the snap you need. Now I'm guessing that ceiling there is my problem. And I probably won't be able to fill that in again. So I'm going to leave that just for the moment. Snap that one, and that one. Okay. So those there should no longer be needed. It should be interesting to find out if this is going to break. See, in theory, it worked on this side having that tile in, but on this side it's not letting me. Okay, so I'm going to come down off the side here, bury that down. Great. I'm going to leave this spot up here just for now, just to anchor stuff from. Now the tech walls I will be sitting a little bit higher. I won't snap them to that lower snap, just so I can get things. I don't have to pull up the floor to actually get the angles I need. Okay, so I've had a lot of people tell me I build really quickly. If they watch these videos, they'll know that some of the parts that you're building really aren't that quick. Oops, that was meant to come off the top, wasn't it? The one I want. Now what I could do is actually build this out of small walls rather than large tech walls. I think that might be the way I go. Yeah. And then I think I might go, how high is that? I think we're going to go full high anyway. Maybe a large one would be a good way to go. Great, the lower snap points. Okay. I've got some idea as to where I'm going from here. They have two sides. That one and that one. Well as that one and... Actually no, that's going to have... I wonder if I'm cutting too much into my storage area. No, I really like this, so I'm just going to persevere and see what I can come up with. Might just mean that my storage has to be different than I normally would do it, which in itself will hopefully create something a little bit different than I normally use. See, I toy with a lot of ideas when I'm building. I like to have a few things on the go. Oh, I don't actually have... Oh, they're backpacks. Damn, I don't actually have any tech walls. Why do I not have tech walls? Okay. I think I'm going to go and grab some tech walls to spawn in, because I definitely want to do this out of tech walls. I'd do them out of small ones if I had them, but I don't, so on we go. Okay, so as you can see, I have spawned in a few walls here. I'm going to take probably 6 with me for this first one. I'll definitely need some more for the other side, but that's not a problem. I've already taken enough time off this episode working on this. I don't mind spending the time when it's going to make the build that much more interesting, but I've got to be careful not to spend too much time that the build gets extended by a large period. So drop that in. I'm going to need to put that into there. So as you can see, it sticks through nicely. Can remove that one. And I'm going to lose these two. Damn you. That one. At least that one placed okay. I need to check the tops of these to see where they've snapped. Okay, so you can see the two middle ones have snapped in the wrong place. Oh, that's right, these don't pick up with demo. Still looks really high up. Oh, again, I'm trying to use the demo gun. Snap to the opposite, see if that makes a difference. Yes, it does. Again. And that is nicely aligned. Okay. So now I can tidy this lot up. How do I want to do it? Preferably not like that. Oops, I need to pull those walls out. Put that in the last slot, somewhere nice and easy to work from. Works for me. Now obviously I'm going to have a spot there that is holy. I'm trying to fill that in. Feel like it's going to. So what I might do is snap across there. Now this is less than ideal, because it means that you've got some funny overlay in here, but I don't want to have to mess around trying to fill in that spot. Did I pull the... I did. As you can see, it's all nicely overlapped there now. I can run in and out. Got a nice big area here to land in, to be fine for small flyers. Quetzal should be able to land, no worries. Okay, now to the top. What I'm going to have to do is blend back into what I've got. So I am going to... Oh, this is glass. Yeah, I want this as glass. Although, is that going to end? That's going to end there. It's mostly going to be this wall, a small section of that one. The storage could get interesting. It's no longer a quickly throw up the usual storage I build. Then again, I wanted to get away from building exactly what I always build. I mean, I will build a variation of that, but it won't just be 3 sides. Okay. And now I'm going to need some ramps and some tri-roofs, which I'm guessing I don't have on me. Ramps, yes. Tri-roofs, no. Now, I'm going to need some of those. I really love these tech force field walls. I think they're brilliant. They make great entrances to a base because you can shape them in the 3rd dimension. They're absolutely fantastic. I do have some issues with them. The fact that you can't treat them like a regular door. If you dismount and remount in while your mount is actually in one of them, it will crash your actual server. It's really not cool. I need tri-roofs, that's what I wanted. So there are some serious drawbacks to them. You've just got to pay attention to what you're doing with them. So I think 40 should do it. I'm way overweight now. So let's come into that angle. Obviously those ceilings won't be there. You don't have to land here, but it will work. So what am I going to do now? Well, I am going to copy what I just did. So I need ramps and tri-roofs. Swap all those off, I don't need those. Take all the ramps I've got. Should have got some more while I was down there. I'm really not. Have I? Did I not shift click and just take half? Because everything's just going perfectly for me this time. Okay. As you can see, things are lining up relatively as per normal. Obviously that one there isn't going to. It's fine. Get off this. Can I drop a ramp off that? I can't. I think I'm going to need you out of the way. You're very dark again. Do I have no ceilings on me? I do. Got 3. A couple more, let's take a couple of those. Up there I'm going to need a connection. Oh beauty, snapped in there first time. And how many across is it? Is that one there? Now where did that snap? That is the question. Oh, not too bad. Goes down. I don't like where that one snapped. It's not snapping to the same place on both sides. So let's replace it. It doesn't want to snap there. Yes it does. In place. Okay. Okay, so next thing I need to do is blend it at the top. There's not too much of a major. I'm wondering if I need this on both sides. I might actually just do it on the one side. Quite nice, I've got that there, I can use that. Where is that I need to snap from? It's this one here, isn't it? I actually find that it's parts like this that actually make your build the most interesting. Obviously I can't have that there, that is fine. Now one of the things I was thinking of doing is actually having a level here. So it's going to be like a mezzanine floor at the top here. Now, what I would need to do in that case ooh, if you don't use them all up, I might need them. See, the thought is, if I replace some of these ones along here with glass, I'll have a nice lookout, which will be really cool, and then on the inside I can obviously look down into the storage area. I always build my stuff usually around a storage area, so it is quite an important area for me. And I want it to be a little bit interesting. And it doesn't have to be crazy, just interesting. Whoops. Okay, and I might be able to put something up here to make it look interesting. But I do think I can get away with just having one side having this. I do a lot of symmetrical builds and I do need to get away from that. There's nothing wrong with having just one side, and that gets rid of the problem that I was facing of having too many too many doors where I actually cut into my build area. Sorry, storage area. This is me thinking too hard. Can you hear my brain working? I think I'd have to have a brain for that to work. So obviously I've done that wrong. I've not come out far enough. Ooh. I didn't accidentally pick anything up over there, did I? Oh, I hate those kind of lags. It is 15 minutes in, so that doesn't really surprise me. Okay, that didn't place where it said it was going to place, but that's cool because it was going to place in the wrong place. Okie dokie. So what we're doing here is we're leading on to doing the storage build, because I'm definitely going to want to do that soon. Been a bit long, and it would be nice to be able to move some of the resources up here to be able to access them. And again, it's not taking too long to go down and get them. A little bit of a hassle, but make a bunch of those, all of those. Said all. So at least some of this area up here is going to be a viewing platform. I think that'll be really cool. Adds a little bit of interest to the build. There may be more to it, so I may not put all of this in place to begin with. I kind of have to start building things out, and whoa, that one fall off there. I don't want to put too much in place and then have to pick it all up, but I'm already liking what I'm seeing, so it may end up being kept. But all I'm doing at the moment is I'm anchoring it. I can go through and fill in the gaps later. Just want some more anchor points, so if I do accidentally pick something up, nothing's going to drop out. So I quite like this. It's going to have a way of getting up, which is not a problem. I'll just add an elevator. Tech elevators, amazing. I'll never be able to do anything without them again. This is a nice area. Not sure what I'll put in down here. I'd like something interesting. Some kind of display maybe. Maybe that'll be where I'll put some tech trophies or something, I don't know. I'm not usually into placing things like that around a build, but I know people like them. So these side walls are going to be stone. Do I have any stone on me? Yes, I do. I'm very heavy. Cool, I can get most of the way up. That's awesome. The other side's going to get done now. Still really heavy. Right. That's just that piece, wasn't it? I might make that glass. Ooh, again, I don't want to put windows in. Yeah, don't put windows. No, those will be windows. They are on a try. It's cool. Now, do I want to... I think I will replace those ones actually. So what I'm doing is I'm going to swap those to stone, so from the outside it doesn't go straight from slope to glass. I want it to go stone slope to stone wall, then to glass. Things up now. Glass there. Glass can come out. Will be storage. It's probably not. I hope this episode hasn't been too drawn out for you. The process of building like I do, there are times where I'll stand around and stare at things. And I think it's really important to have a little bit of a think where you can, to determine how much of a change you're willing to make, what you're actually doing, what's your purpose, and how important are those aspects to you. Like, what fell? So, yeah, what is important to you, and how much are you willing to make the changes? So once I've removed those, and that's it. So this is now self-supporting. I'll need to put some railings around the outside just so I don't die. Let's lose some of this weight. Now I think I'm going to go with glass railings. Actually, no, I think I will do stone. I kind of want this railing to be visible. Oops. I don't have to worry about snapping to the right place along the outside. There's no dual snap points to worry about. I think those middle ones will get taken out. Yeah, that's what I want. I kind of feel like that bottom one should be stone. Ooh. Now, are you stuck in... Now, just in case that is stuck in the side, I don't want to crash my server. Behavior, low distance, low. Just get over here. Alright, let me hop on. Change your... no. Change your following from low again to highest. So yeah, like I said, you've got to be careful not to hop on something while it's in there. I don't think it was necessarily on there, I think it was just the way it had fallen because of the way I'd snapped it all. And I wanted a wall off you. Okay, this keeps the theme of stone around the bottom and stone around the top. Oh, I thought I picked up... Mustn't have been holding shift enough. Again, I only picked up one. That's really weird. But yeah, that's the feel I'm going to go for. So I think for the other sides, I'm going to just wall them up, and I'll unwall them if I actually get a chance to put more windows in. I do want to put more windows in if I can, but I'm going to have to build the storage first and see what I like. Stuck on something. Okay, what do you got for me? Those. Quite like that it's feeling less symmetrical, having that section over there. I think it's nicely detracting from that uniformity that I always go with. Oops, I just picked up and placed the same thing. Too high. Have I done the others too high? Yes. It's fine, I don't have any of those. Oh, come on. Really? Of course it did. I'm not really all that surprised. I'm getting away with a lot of snapping without having that happen, so yeah. I don't have any more stone ones, do I? Glass one there. Any more in the way? So this is feeling a lot more enclosed now. It's definitely got a feel to it. I'm going to need a lot more walls, but I think I'm going to leave it at that for this episode. I'm just shy of an hour, I think, so I think it might be time to call it. Do the outro from here, shall we? As you can see, it's looking pretty cool. Zoom out a little bit further and it does have a nice shape to it. You're going to have a little bit of overlap there. Obviously you can see it there. I'd rather it didn't overlap quite that much, but if I mess with it too much I think it's just going to make it worse. But that's cool. I think I'm happy enough with that. It's come out quite nice. You can fit quite a nice spot on here. Ooh, I see a gap. I see a gap. I don't like that gap. I'm not cutting the episode until I fill that gap. I don't like gaps in my floor. That looks wrong. Well, you let me put there. Don't make me do a funny overlap. Give me a proper snap. You're not giving me a proper snap, are you? Fine. If that snapped where I think it snapped, it basically means that they're connected to the side now, so that adds an extra snap point in. Doesn't that look much better? Oh, the things that I do and don't mind. It's amazing. So there's nice space around here. Obviously you can go quite close to the edge. If you want a quick way down, this is a brilliant way. I do a lot of my builds where the fastest way down is just to have somewhere you can just jump off. Boo! So, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. It was a little bit more slow paced than some of my other building. I hope you don't mind that. I think we ended up with a nice entrance to the storage area, or the storage area to be. So, if you liked the video, make sure you hit that thumbs up, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and enjoy your building.